What's going on, everybody? One Pride family. It's your boy King. Um, Doing a review on the Detroit Lions today. Um, Tough loss today, man. Tough loss. Tough loss. I know I did a lot of hollering about how Green Bay is not the same team. Obviously, to me, they still aren't. The Lions should have never been allowed to come back in that game. You can tell with that secondary and that linebacker core that they had present on the field. Matthew Stafford shredded that. He shredded that secondary. But with that being said, our defense is too stagnant, man. It's too stagnant. We missing some key players. On top of that, bad play calling from the defensive coordinator today, from Terrell Austin. Bad decisions in general. It took the offense a minute to get off the ground. And that's because Jim Caldwell and his crew, they decided they want to keep dialing up run plays and trying to run the ball and establish the run. When at the end of the day, you got to just do what works. A lot of things failed besides the offense. The offense did not fail in any shape, way, shape, or form. But they got off to a slow start. So, it is what it is. I personally don't count that interception to Matthew Stafford because Eric Ebron caught that pass. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But him and Marvin Jones they were on fire today. Marvin Jones had an advantage playing against a second tier cornerback today. Played a hell of a game, 205 yards off of six receptions, two touchdowns, wide open, on just about all of them. So on top of that, everybody else on offense did good, man. It took Theo Reddick a while to catch up, but at the same time, he got himself going. I feel like Washington should have been thrown into the mix a little bit earlier, and as soon as he got in the game, it was positive yardage. They should have kept running with him for a little bit longer. But at the same time, I could understand why they made that decision at least. Special teams was a failure to me on the offensive end of special teams. I don't know why in the hell Jim Caldwell can't get it through his bald gray skull of his that Roberts is not your guy. Roberts is not a return guy. He's slow. He has no ability to make the first man miss. He basically brung the ball out the backfield, out the end zone every time he shouldn't have. This guy was a total and complete failure on special teams. Don't understand why you brung him anyway. If that's the case, you could have brung Jace Billingsley from the practice squad and let him return the damn kicks. That was beyond me. Why they kept allowing this guy. Ever since game one, I just didn't understand the decision to put this man as your return guy. That was ass backwards to me. But Golden Tate showed up today, like I knew he would. Even though he didn't have big gaudy numbers like Marvin Jones, he didn't have the same advantage Marvin Jones did. He didn't get the same amount of looks that he did, and the same type of looks that he did. But he did enough getting first downs with key pass receptions. He didn't drop a ball today. Like I said last game, he just had a bad game last game. It happens. It's same with Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones had a very explosive game today, but we have seen him drop passes in the past. It happens. Some days you do, some days you don't. We've even seen our great Calvin Johnson have bad games when he dropped passes. So it is what it is. Anquan Bolden, he didn't do much, but he had some key catches as well. Eric Ebron showed the fuck off too, even though he didn't have 100+ yards. He showed the fuck off. He caught everything that came his way. Wasn't no juggling the ball or none of that. I'm not blaming that so-called interception on him either, because I felt like the guy held him up and allowed the other guy to come take the ball, which I thought was illegal. But it's Lambeau Field and it's the Packers you're playing against. So it is what it is. With that being said, our defense was absolutely terrible. Only sack today came from Hyder again. 4 sacks in the last 3 games for Hyder. And you still brung him off the bench this game. What are you really doing? Where is A'Shawn Robinson? He needs more clock. Walker was not there today. He was non-existent today. Your linebacker core sucked. Whitehead was all over the place but where he was supposed to go. I don't know what type of plays y'all was calling. You 20 yards in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers, them 20 yards in the red zone. You got 1 safety in the back. You blitzing. Now this is Aaron Rodgers we talking about here. You know he want to pass the ball anyway. You got Glover Quinn back there by himself. And you gave up a touchdown because of just stupid fucking plays, man, on defense. Oh my God. You know, the defense kind of got it together a little bit in the second half. Second half was just a better game in general. But bad management. Again, time management by Jim Caldwell. The timeout situation. Just overall bad coaching staff today. It was more about, you know, the coaching staff than it was about the players today. I felt like the players, they came to play, they was ready to play, but the coaching staff didn't have them ready. They wasn't running the right plays. They just didn't have them ready. So I guess the Lions must have thought that it was going to be easy since, you know, they had a few key players missed too. And they got punched in the mouth. So, in a nutshell, I'm blaming today's loss on the Detroit Lions coaching staff on all 4 levels. From the head coach to the offensive and defensive coordinator to special teams. Because it could have been such a better game. If they'd have came out with the fire they came out with in the second half, they came out the first half like that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But with that being said, kudos to Marvin Jones and Matthew Stafford, man. Matthew Stafford again throws over a 300-yard. I bet not hear nobody say nothing about Matthew Stafford ever again, man. Because you're seeing the difference of him having a little block. You know, I mean, the offensive line held it. They played a pretty good game. They gave up some in some key moments at the very end of the game, which I feel like Matthew Stafford was holding the ball too long anyway. When he could have just hit Washington out the backfield or Theo, whoever was in, he did it about 3 times. So, with that being said, I'm not blaming the offense at all. It's the defense and it's the coaching staff. That's the reason why the Detroit Lions lost. And with that being said, that's all I got on the Lions. But before I leave this video, I have something that I want to say to a very special person. This guy's name is Lombardi Lee. He's a Green Bay Packers fan. I'm going to tell you like this. Keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. I am not a kid. I'm not one of you young cats on here. Y'all go back and forth. I don't do that with y'all. I am a grown-ass man. I don't play like that. Keep my name out your mouth. You 5 heartbeats looking motherfucker. And that is, I promise you, you don't want to go that route. Keep my name out your mouth. I don't do that. I talk sports and that's it. I don't come on here. I don't name drop cats videos. I don't do all of that little warring and shit y'all got going on. I'm too old for that. I am a 30-year-old grown-ass man. I will beat your motherfucking ass. Don't you ever let my name fly out your mouth again. And that's just your warning. With that being said, I'll catch up with everybody.